sitting there.
Come on, shut up. Hey, y'all.
She was just staring.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to Unqualified to Podcast. I am your host, Diana, and to my right, we have...
What's up, y'all? It's Shia.
And across from you, we have...
Hadassah. Hey, guys.
Hey, y'all. So today, we have a special topic for y'all. Something
Did you make a Word document of yours?
Yes, I did.
She's so official.
I'm so official. Mm-hmm. But we're talking about something that I think is universal in media. Our biggest pet peeves.
Things that really rustle our jimmies, that piss us off a little bit.
Those feathers.
What did you say?
Jimmies. Okay.
So that's a saying that they have, rustle my jimmies.
Who's they?
They.
Yeah, truly. So starting out today, who wants to start? Should we just dive on in?
Well, you had the big ass list.
Yeah.
So
do you want to start with your music ones?
Okay. Yeah. So my number one biggest pet peeve when it comes to music, truly, something I have hated for the longest, is when the feature does not match the song. And what I mean by that is this.
Just give us some examples.
If you're talking about heartbreak, you're talking about being sad, you just got broken up with the love of your life, and the feature come on the song tomorrow, shaking their booty, getting money, hoes don't matter, I'll move on. But the premise of the song is like, I'll never recover from this. Does that not seem wrong to you?
Something's not added up.
Something's not clicking.
And I get it, sometimes the feature is truly just a feature. Someone just hopped on the song, but like you hear songs that have features that make sense, and it's so much better.
It's so good.
So you didn't have to do this.
Any feature with Cardi B.
Honestly, though, yeah, I feel like a lot of
all of this is getting cut out, mind you. So
what? No, I love Cardi.
Think about Girls Like You.
Yeah, I was thinking Girls Like You specifically. Like her verse in that song doesn't match at all. I feel like a lot of like modern features these days are just like someone sends you a cut of a song and they're like, hey, I need a verse in here. They don't listen to the full song. They just listen to the beat. They're like, all right, I'll go with it.
It's probably not even her fault. It's probably more like there's not enough explanation that's going on in the background. Like, I bet you that's probably what happens there. Like, get a feature from somebody.
Or just aren't getting in the studio and working together
anymore.
They
don't. They literally, like, they'll be at their house recording the song. And I'm like, so do you know what the other part of the song sounds like? Like,
well, I guess the thing is that, like, people are still listening to these songs, though, so they're probably like,
maybe. Whatever. Maybe streams. I think that, like, gets into a thing I have with music with remixes that are just the same
remixes
song.
Are so annoying.
But they just add a new feature in. I'm like, it's the same song. You just put different words on it now. Like, a lot of remixes, especially recently.
Or they just speed it up.
It's just like a sped up version, or like, again, a different artist puts a verse in there. And it doesn't feel like a new song at all. Like, it feels like the same thing. It's lazy. I don't like it. I think a good example of like a remix that I'm like, that's how you do a remix. You like re-record the song. Is the Savage remix with Beyonce that Megan Thee Stallion did back in the day, where that feels back in 2020.
Back in 2020.
I love the remix. It's so good because it feels like it's different than the original Savage, and like Beyonce is throughout that whole song. It's not just okay. There's one verse with Beyonce in it, and we call it a day, and it's the same song.
That's another pet peeve that I didn't even think about when they have features, but like, where's the feature at? Like, okay, I love my girl Taylor Swift, I do. But Snow on the Beach, the way that Lana is nowhere, like, she's gonna look like a little in the back. Like, girl, do not say that she's featuring when she's not.
She's backing vocals.
Right. At best, she's backing vocals.
Y'all are dumb, but yeah, it's something about that really gets me.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Pete. But, okay, my next one, this is very, like, a unique experience to me. But, like, the times where, like, I only like a version of a song that's, like, only on YouTube and, like, one lyric video. And what I mean by that is this. Obviously, there's different versions of different songs that are, like, cut up and remastered and everything. But, like, the one version of a song I can only find on YouTube. Something about that doesn't seem right to me. Like, I really hate that, actually. Like, there's just a couple of songs where that fits, but I'm like, don't do that.
There was this song that was popular on TikTok, again, back in the day, back in, like, 2020. And it went like, before and I tried to find that song for so long because I liked it. I was like, ooh, that's like it's kind of a jam. The only version of it is by Chris Brown, and it's completely different. It's not good. And I was like, why can't I find the original version of this song? It only exists on TikTok.
These are probably like copyright things, I bet, though.
Probably.
Or like ownership and.
YouTube does not care about copyright because there's a bunch of songs that's just chilling up on
there.
They
want to.
Well, they want to. Yeah.
You know, that Ariana Grande song. It's like the Christmas one.
Which one?
I want to unwrap you, blah 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 line, and they took it out because they said it wasn't clean enough.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
Although they did just do that for Sabrina Carpenter. Have y'all heard Nonsense? Mm-hmm. I love that song. She did a version of it on the BBC, yeah, because at the end of Nonsense, she does a little ad-lib, whatever, and they were so offended because she said that,
that's kind of a wild thing
BBC,
to say, though.
She said, I'm not British, so BBC it stands for something different to me.
That's how she ended that song.
And so the BBC was like, done, cut. So you can't even find it on YouTube
That's
or anything.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're gonna have to give that up eventually. But okay. Well, maybe that's the only YouTube ones I have. But okay. I was just talking about this with Hadassah. But when and this isn't even media, and this is, I don't even want to bring this up. I'm gonna say this line and I'm gonna keep it pushing. Don't add no ad lib. Just let me say this and I'm gonna keep it pushing. When there isn't enough fan fiction to support the fandom. And how much there is in there. That's all I'm gonna say about that. We keep it pushing.
Out of all the things I thought you were gonna say.
No.
Run it back. I didn't really hear what you said.
When there isn't enough fan fiction to support the fandom, what I mean by that is there's not enough out there, and the fandom is too big. What are y'all doing in your free time?
Get to work.
You got right then.
Get to work.
You need to leave.
No, I'm not getting to work. That's y'all's
job.
job.
Then if you complain about it.
That's y'all's job. But okay.
Writing that Bowser fan.
He's stupid.
Okay, moving on.
When the wrong couple gets together, that's self-explanatory. I hate that so bad. Oh, okay. This is one that this is very selective.
Wait, do we have any examples of that?
Zuko and Katara. I stand by that to the day I die. I'm never getting behind the Katara and Aang ship. I'm never doing that. I know. But when there is a weird relationship between the actors that translate on the screen, and this goes with that whole life with Derek when the brother and the sister were dating in real life. It made it weird. There's just no way to stop it from
I hate when a couple on a TV show gets together in real life
and then they break up and then they still have to that's outer base.
You can see it kinda. You can see it something about it changes. I'm not and I get it, but the life with Derek situation is weird altogether.
That's a lot of shows though.
Yeah, Vampire Diaries is happening. That's why I think that's why Nina Dobrev left the Vampire Diaries because she was dating Ian Somerhalder.
That's so awkward. Imagine you break up and then you gotta pretend that y'all are together.
I think it was Sky High. The director was y'all can't date. He literally told them, he was y'all cannot date each other because he was it's gonna make it weird, and it does. Yeah. It 100% does. Don't stop love or whatever, but ooh, use some discretion. Okay. When the best character gets the side character treatment, and what I mean by that is this: they'll get no lines. They'll literally be there just to move the plot along, and then when they do get screen time, they're dead.
Cat from Euphoria. Cat from Euphoria.
Ooh, I hate it so bad. I hate it so bad because and you can see it coming. That side character trope when you can they in there for 10 more minutes, and you
you about to die.
Yeah, and and it happens almost every single time. I'm whoa.
Yes.
I hate that
I also
so bad.
put as far as side characters go, the black funny best friend.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of that. I think we're all sick of that trope, but come on.
And then they die. It's
what
are you doing? Why do they have to die at the
black,
end?
funny, and someone's best friend?
Well, but you're more than just that, though. You know.
You have a whole.
You got a whole life. You got a whole backstory.
In the movies and the shows, they never have any depth, no backstory.
They just there to crack a joke,
right,
and leave. They immediately leave.
See,
or
fight
somebody.
Backstory, their character dies.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you can
it's
always
a problem.
see it coming. You can
at this
always
point,
see it coming.
You don't even have to include the black funny, whatever.
I hate it so bad. Oh, okay. Then this is when it's just starting to get me this isn't even pet peeves no more. This is just kind of weird stuff. Okay, but stop making villains good looking. Stop doing that. It's ruining the movie for me.
Keep on doing that.
Because I need to. If I'm supposed to be rooting for the hero and the villain just sitting there looking.
Give some examples, Dave.
I got too many. The villain just sitting there looking nice. Like, what am I supposed to do with myself? Wakanda forever.
I love it though because then it makes you kind of torn a little bit. You're like,
no, but like you can do that in a bunch of different ways though. Like the cop out for making them sexy is just kind of like.
I can't be a villain.
No.
I'm not gonna be upset about it.
No.
And it's obviously working.
It is, and that's the problem. When I start watching a movie for the villain, especially when the villain, because the villain usually dies anyway. It's like, oh, you were sexy for like 30 minutes, but that's okay. That's okay. And then we need to start making villains evil again. Truly, stop making them good people who make wrong decisions. Where are all the bad?
Those are. Oh.
Not you unplugging the mic.
Well, my mic was off. That's all right.
Oh, that's like the anti-hero, isn't that?
Yeah.
Well, half the time they're not even that. Like, they're that villains of the story, but they'll just be like, yeah, they blew up my whole entire family, and now I'm getting revenge.
I think that
I like
gets
that,
into
though.
the. Well, because in a lot of recent stuff, it's been more of the anti-hero rather than the villain. So like, it's someone who you can almost root for in a way a little bit.
It's too many of them though. Like, it's two different things to have that, but when every single movie nowadays is the villain who is just doing, they're a good person, but they're making the wrong decision. It's like we need an actual villain in a movie.
It does give bad more person depth, who makes a bad.
Yeah, that's okay. But I'm like,
I see what you're saying, and like I do miss having just people who are just
terrible,
bad for bad sake. But I do like that we're giving villains a bit more depth, a bit more like reason. Like I like to understand the villains. I like to know where they're coming from. I like to have some type of like
some depth rather than like
connection to them. Because then it's easy. Then it's an easy viewing.
But then even that though, like I feel like in doing that, sometimes the hero stuff like gets a little bit. It doesn't happen because it's like I don't want to fight you or something, or like. There's no growth for the hero except for the sense that they're like, oh well, I don't want to do this, and then they end up doing it anyway. It's kind of like I don't know how to explain this, and it's just like
no, yeah, I get what you're saying.
I just think that's fine. We can have it. We can have the death. We can have all this, but when it's everybody in the movie, there's no more antagonists. Just like I'm like, oh, I'm killing you because I want to, or you know, because I mean, like that's real life. A lot of people are bad just because they want to be bad.
Yeah, I think that was my problem with the Joker that came out with Joaquin Phoenix is they tried to explain his insaneness too much for me in it. You like that movie?
I love that movie.
But like, okay, well then that's a good comparison.
I have a lot to say about that movie.
I was just about to say Kamal because like one of the best examples of this is the Joker because like you go from the Dark Knight series
where
to
he's
Joker.
He's just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and I think that's okay. That's enough explanation for me. I didn't need to get he was.
Well, this is a different take on it though. Like it's its own separate thing.
Like, that's every villain now. That's where my pet peeve comes. Is where it's like every villain in the whole entire movie industry now is like, well, I'm good. I just make bad decisions.
My opinion is on the Joker movie. I love it. I think it's a great movie. I don't think it's a Joker movie, though. I think it's a movie about a character that's inspired by the idea of the Joker.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that because I read comics. I'm so used to, like, alternate universes and, like, Elseworld stories and stuff like that. Like, one-off series. So I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will never say, oh, this is the new origin story for the Joker.
Yeah, no, and I'm
Which
fine.
I don't think they were trying to make it out to be.
I'm fine with, like, a different version of a character existing. Like, not all of it has to be the same. But my problem with that movie just comes from the I don't know, the way they tried to humanize him and the explanations that they used for why people also, like, support him. I don't know. It all felt a little strange to me, and I didn't love it.
I get that, but that's like one of the reasons why I do like it is that because it was very complex, and it was like, ooh, like even still, I do not want to support him because like as hard as like his journey was, it's like that doesn't make an excuse for the way that he acted.
And I think the movie wanted it to be an excuse.
But I think it also just allowed you to the audience to like feel that kind of like complexity and like, ooh, should I be no, maybe I shouldn't, you know. And I kind of like that. I know you say it's a problem that like all of the villains now are like this, which like is kind of annoying because it feels like we're seeing the same thing. But it's also like for the longest time all we saw were these villains who like had no depth to them,
or it was
and
like,
they were
I
just
want
like,
money, I want to take over
yeah,
the world,
and like,
da, da, da.
and now we get to see like, oh, okay, no, these are like actually people too, because like the heroes got the stories. So
I
like,
feel
what, like, what's the other side?
They
of things?
should definitely have depth. I just don't think. It seems like the only way people are coming up with to do that is to do the whole "I'm a good person, I just make bad decisions."
Yeah,
I feel like you could do it on the
do
flip
it in
side
different
as well.
ways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
when
no, I'm a bad
everybody is
person.
like, right,
Like, here's why I'm a bad person,
right,
but I'm still a bad
But I'm
person.
still a bad
Right,
person.
like don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Like I'll blow this
Which
whole
I
thing
feel
up
like-
in a minute.
We saw an example of that in one movie, but I don't know which one it was. It was like recent, where it was like a good villain to where like there was some depth, but it was still like, okay, no, this guy is just evil.
He's bad. He's a bad person.
I feel
Yeah.
like
Think
in
of an
Wakanda
example.
Forever, Namor kind of gets that for me, because I understand where he's coming from and wanting to protect his citizens and his people and all that stuff, but you do that to Angela Bassett and it's permanent beef. Like,
Spoilers.
it's been so long. Go see that movie. It's on Disney Plus.
Your co-star is sitting across
She
from
got
you.
it spoiled for
Christopher
her
already
a long
seen
time
it.
ago.
That was hilarious, actually. But
Yeah.
like, even then, like his whole justification was like to protect his people,
Mhm.
and that's what I'm saying. Like the whole good person, and I'm
I
not
don't even
saying,
know.
Like,
I don't know if I would call him a good person though.
Well, I mean, I guess again, it goes from the way you're seeing it. Like a lot of these villains are, I gotta protect my people. I gotta protect my family. I'm doing this for revenge. We can have that. That's fine. But when it's every movie, it's like, oh, just
Yeah.
make a bad person. Just
See,
make
but
a
didn't
bad
we-
person.
I think that's the movie I'm thinking about. Okay, and I could be wrong. Okay, but in the like newest Batman, the one with Robert Pattinson, was it like? Okay,
Come on, help.
What are you trying
Come
to
on, help,
Are you
please.
talking about the Riddler?
Yes,
Mhm.
like the way that we saw him, and this could have just been my interpretation, but like we could tell this man was clearly just evil, like
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
You
I
know
don't
what
think he
mean?
had any redeeming.
No.
Well, besides being poor, but like
Because he had he had a good cause, but he's clearly mentally unstable.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
and see,
decided
I
his
f-
way about going that cause was straight murder.
Which
And
I
see-
kind of I liked that because he did have a little like depth, but it wasn't to where I was like, oh,
Exactly.
like he was terrible,
Exactly.
you know?
When you start feeling sorry for the villains, like to the point where it's just like, I don't know, we want to start redeeming them. Like, you done blew up a
Yeah.
whole city, bro.
Yeah, and see, after
Like-
watching that, I was like, mm-mm.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
but
Like, the
he
whole
had
city in
depth though. Like I was like, dang, like
Exactly.
okay, he's a
Exactly.
person,
That's
like
all
he
I'm
is a
saying.
human.
But then at the
But
end
he's
of it,
terrible.
he was like, "I'm still gonna blow up the city, though."
Yeah, no,
Right.
still blew up the city.
no, literally.
literally
See,
what
and
I'm
that's why that
saying.
was a good example,
That's
I
what
think,
I'm saying.
because we got that depth while still like, okay, no,
You know,
No,
you're
this
bad.
person is
He's a
bad. Like,
villain.
chill, like,
Yeah.
whoa, like
There
that's,
we go.
That's all
There
I'm
we
saying.
go.
Too
That's
much.
all I'm saying. That's.
One more thing on the villain thing. Sorry, I know we've been talking this for
we
a
need
long
to have
time.
a villains episode.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
but I think the alternative of that I hate even more, where it's just like faceless CGI. That's the villain. Like I'm thinking of in Internals. The villain are what are they called? Deviants.
The deviants.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, these are such great characters and such a great cast of characters, and I was so upset that the villain was just like these weird ass dogs. Like I'm like,
You're
like
stupid.
we
I
can
feel like
have
the-
like,
I get
that, though,
bit.
because
the
I get like
villains-
Icarus and all that stuff by the
I
end,
was gonna say
but
so good.
I
I know.
feel like
I love
feel
Eternals.
Like,
I don't care.
do
I
too.
love
think
Eternals, yeah.
Eternals, the villains, I don't know. It's complex because I think it
They're
depends on what you.
secondary.
Right. I
Yeah.
think it
Yeah.
depends on how you look at it because it's like
I just
Icarus
we
was-
spent a lot of the movie with the deviants though,
They
and I'm
do.
like,
Icarus
it's,
over
Excessive
here,
fight scenes.
you know,
That's
he
one of my
doing
pet
too
peeves.
much.
yeah.
The deviants doing too much. What are they called? Come on, the big people.
The Celestials.
The
The big
Celestials.
people.
The big
I mean,
people.
it really depends on who you look at it. Because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, they really trying to blow up the whole earth. Like they could be the
Yeah,
villains.
'cause
It
that one
depends on
didn't
how
have,
you
like,
look
a
on it.
Oh,
one-
clear
a
villain.
clear
Yeah.
Icarus-
But
Icarus
who
could
we
be the
spent the
villain.
most time with were the deviants though, and
Yeah.
I guess like that
I
was
like
the
to
easiest way to
argue-
get
Which
those
gets kinda
action
old.
set pieces. But
I
I'm like,
feel
I
like
didn't care about them.
Icarus
Yeah.
is the villain of that story, but that's where I'm gonna leave it at. You was
I-
killing your friends.
I think Sprite is the villain
You
of
said
that
Yeah,
story.
Sprite is a little.
I say it's Icarus. You was killing your friends. You literally killed like half. Like you were trying to kill all of them to make this plan work. You know, at
I'm
some point,
still
it ain't
mad.
even.
Ugh.
But okay, y'all, we're gonna
All right.
move on from this. We'll come back to this maybe in the next episode or something. But okay, this is something with games. Games that cost too much money for what they are worth. If there's only like 3 hours of gameplay, why is your game $80? Don't play with me. Okay, another thing is when
Don't play with
characters like someone's character's development is abandoned for another character like that. Like it kind of goes with what you were
Ooh.
saying, like the black funny friend. Like they'll
That's
have
a
maybe
good
like
one.
one episode where it's just like, yeah, you know, I grew up poor. My mom was on crack. My dad left, and then the next episode, right back to the job.
And the main character in those stories usually
and does not
their
care.
struggle is like so
like, oh yeah, my mom won't let me buy my Porsche.
And
like,
it's like,
okay. Like, I do not care. I don't
But then the
care.
side character's like going through all this trauma, and we don't even get to like.
And the main character does not care at all. That's something. This is like a really like peeve. That's a big pet peeve for me.
I don't know why I thought about Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
We're done.
No, but
we're done.
Don't come by my house. Don't call me. We're done.
Oh, he ate that up.
Freaking Greg Hemphley.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was a
Also,
bad friend.
yeah, he was a bad friend.
Okay, I only got 2 more. But then it's when a daytime show is canceled because enough people aren't watching it. Ooh, Star-Crossed, I'm gonna come back for you. I'm gonna come back for you, Star-Crossed. That show had
So many shows I've liked have been canceled.
And it's always the daytime television shows. The nighttime shows will run for 20 years, but let it be a daytime show, and it's getting canceled if 2 people.
There's
like,
shows that come out during the day.
Yeah, exactly my point right there.
I mean, everyone's at work.
Well, there are a lot of people who are at home during the
Like,
day.
imagine sitting there watching TV right now.
Oh, I would love that. Would be great. I would love that for me.
Honestly, okay. And then when things are not necessary for a storyline, when they're step siblings, but then they end up lovers, that could have been skipped.
Clueless. Okay, do
You know what
not
you
mention The Flash because that does not count.
You know what
But Clueless.
But you know what? Even that can be argued, like,
because that wasn't necessary for them to grow up like that.
For the storyline to move. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like when you do it, like, I don't know, like, yeah, they're step siblings, and then they end up loving. Just like,
See, yeah, that
we
was
didn't need that. Actually,
Clueless. I love Clueless, but like, why couldn't they have been family friends?
Like, yeah,
why'd you have to make them
we
ex
didn't
steps?
actually need that.
That was weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's weird.
Very much so.
It's weird, but okay, those are mine.
That's a good list. That's a good list.
It.
You had some problematic things there. Yeah.
No, I didn't either.
That was a good one though. That
right.
had us talking.
I had a little chat.
A
You
little
wanna go next?
chitty chat. No, that's weird. Okay. So one of mine is excessive fight scenes.
Okay.
Now, I like a fight scene as much as the next person, but when it gets to a point to where it's like half the movie, or like it's not adding anything, and it's just too
brawling.
long. Like we get it. We get it. I don't like excessive fight scenes.
I get that.
I have no examples, but weird movie endings. Like, I like some bad, like, you know, open-ended. Like, okay, we could think about it. Like, even though it makes me a little mad, but I'm like, ooh, like I'm talking about it. I'm thinking about it. But when it's just like weird, and it like, I don't know how to
I get that though, because sometimes it's like I just tell me the story. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Just tell me the
don't
story.
make me have to do fucking
No.
mental gymnastics and
Right,
how
mental
this makes sense for me. I'm like, just
Right.
tell the story.
Or like,
I
if
feel
it's a movie, go ahead.
I just feel like that's their way of getting out, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's
like,
their way
oh,
of being like,
let me
I don't know how to end
I'm
this.
not
so
getting
bad.
paid
Yeah.
enough. Yeah,
Which,
I'm not
and,
getting
like,
paid enough to figure
Some
this out.
movies, you know, when it's like a movie to where like you're thinking the whole time, so you're like, of course the ending's gonna be like this. But then you know movies where like you weren't
Out
and
of
then,
fucking nowhere, it's like
you know, that had nothing to do with like, huh?
yeah,
Y'all stupid.
The vibe is off.
The vibe
the
is
vibe is off.
done.
Or when they rush the ending.
Don't worry,
Don't worry,
darling. Don't worry, darling.
Anyways,
The fact that y'all both said the same.
Because that movie.
because it could have been good.
It
It had
could've been good.
potential. I love musicals. Like, I love musicals, but when musicals get too musically, like when they're singing every other minute and it's like not adding to the plot, it gets annoying.
And see, we were talking about this earlier. I'm the opposite. I hate when people are like, yeah, it's a musical, and there's like 2 or 3 songs in there. Don't piss me off. It's a musical. Keep singing. I want you singing and
But I
dapping and
want some
dancing the
talking,
whole
too.
time. I don't need to hear
Like,
you speak.
one of my favorite musicals is La La Land, and I feel like it's got a good balance. You
Yeah,
know,
I was about to say there's probably a balance of in between. Like, I agree with the whole 2 songs thing, but I also think if you're singing every other line, like the plot ain't moving
Yeah.
then. Because it's
or
like
if the songs
you're
add
having
to
a
it. Like,
conversation.
and when I talk about musicals, I'm not talking about like Broadway or anything. 'cause
right, yeah,
those-
you mean movies.
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Hamilton, I eat it up. But like when it comes to movies and like the songs are not adding to the plot or anything.
Yeah,
Or like the song is so simple, like you're singing about like making a sandwich or something. Like
I get that.
What?
Because I will say the Dear Evan Hansen movie is bad. And the Dear Evan Hansen, the musical, like the Broadway musical, is not fantastic, but it's still better than the movie because the songs actually like a point of a musical is the music moves the plot
Yes,
forward.
yes.
But in Dear Evan Hansen, they would literally have a conversation. We're going through this. We're going through the emotions. Da 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 da. And then they would sing about that exact same conversation that they had. And I'm like, that's not the point of what you're doing. We just heard you say this 2 seconds ago, and now you're gonna sing it to me.
Right.
Stop it.
Like you're just making
cut
it
out
annoying.
either cut one out, cut the conversation, or cut the song. You cannot have
Right.
both.
Right.
There's a nice,
Yeah.
there's a nice middle, I think.
Yeah, a balance. Then this is kind of weird, but you know when like, as we all know, a lot can happen in high school, right? Like there's a lot of issues, there's a lot of problems.
Same one.
But then the main things that they always end up with is like prom and football games.
Oh, what's gonna happen? That's the
This is the
American
thing.
experience.
But like there's so much more. Like I
That's
feel
the
like
American
Give me
experience.
a high school speech and debate movie.
no, literally anything. Like I'm anything at this point because I'm so sick of seeing the same storyline
You see how that
over
happens?
and over again.
Everybody watches it though. That's what I'm saying, and
You-
I
you
guess
are
it goes
right.
back to
But
like the
it's,
whole
like, so
villain
annoying.
thing. People be tuning in for that, so they're gonna keep that circle. I mean, like they've been doing that since forever. Almost every teen movie, it ends at prom, it ends at the football game, and
Like,
it's
there's
going
other-
to happen.
That's
other
it.
things,
We got
That's
basketball.
all that happens.
Like there's
is-
so much more that happens, and there's like it goes to an extreme. It's either that or it's like, oh my gosh, they're killing people, they're on drugs, they're having sex
feel
every
like
2 seconds,
that's what
and
I'm
it's like,
saying,
dang, like we can't have a
I don't
balance.
know. Maybe it's because of the tropes though, because like the nerdy girl and the football player and he's trying
Like,
to
did these
fix
people
her
go to
up.
high school?
I don't think any of the people who write these movies ever have been in a high school
Like,
day in their
obviously
lives.
not.
The American
Because
experience,
that's
you're
not
either
what
doing drugs
happens.
or you're going to a football game.
What really gets me is the
choose
bullies in these movies because
Oh
they're
my
so
gosh.
like they're like, oh, there goes the new girl. When you're in high school, you do not know who's new or not at your school. Everyone's
it depends on
minding
the
their
school. It
own
does
business.
depend on the
It does
school.
dep- but they're like
They used to
big,
walk our
regular
people
ass
in.
schools. I'm like, you're really keeping track of every single
No,
person at your
literally.
school. It's giving fan behavior at this point. Like, why do you
Truly.
know that I'm
It's
new?
like so I don't know. And then I also put that like because we have so many high school movies, like we never have college age stories.
That's true.
Like they always skip over us, and if they don't, then it's like super dramatic and nothing like college at all.
Sex Life of College Girls is a very good college story. I love that.
It is
I
a
love
good
that
show.
Mhm.
That, but then like Grownish was too much.
I didn't like Greenwich.
Like, and then that's it. Like we don't have that many like college aged stories.
Mhm.
Like maybe we just have to write them. But
Well,
it's just,
I'll
like,
ask y'all
annoying.
this: do you think it'd be interesting though?
I think so.
Would you watch it? And I guess that's
Yeah.
the real thing. You know, they're only gonna make shows and TV movies and all that stuff that they think people are gonna watch. Would
I
you
would.
tune in?
Sex Life of College Girls is bringing in numbers for
Yeah.
HBO Max. I think
because
people
we have
are
like
here for it.
no examples of like college age
Yeah,
students. You know,
exactly.
like
They used to have me thinking.
it always stops and then it skips.
I thought high school was gonna be a dream.
I thought high school was going to
It's
be the
a
biggest moment of my
movie.
entire life. High school literally doesn't
But you know
matter.
what?
Once you're out of
Actually,
it,
let
it
me
doesn't
say
right,
that.
matter.
college is so much more interesting.
those high school movies are when you peak in high school. That's what
That
those
is true.
movies
That
are.
is true. Maybe
When
that's why
you-
they haven't made the college ones. 'Cause
Maybe
they were
because
like,
it's like you know
high school was
when
the
you
best time of
peak
my
in
life.
high school
Was the
and then you
best time of my
drop
life.
off and then you keep going to the football games.
No,
and
I
proms, I'm
truly
like, oh, baby, go
believe
home.
that these stories are written by people who just didn't go to high school. Because I'm like, what? None
like,
of this
where are you pulling this from?
ever happened.
Are you pulling this from more high school movies?
Literally, I
Because-
think their
it was
reference
not
is
like
other high
this.
school movies.
Anyways, and then for music, this is kind of specific, but you know when like they make certain songs and they like start listing things out, like in a cheesy way, like I don't want to like name any like specific songs.
Do it.
Okay, well these songs have become popular, so some people are liking them, but like you know when they're like
Do it.
But
Do
wait,
it.
like when you say listing,
they're
stuff,
listing
you mean
things out, they're like explaining like a breakup or something, and they're like one, and then they name it, and then they're like two, like they use numbers. Like I feel like that gets overused.
I've never.
Oh, like new
Heard of
rules.
Yeah,
Like
I don't want to name that.
one
but-
and then
Yeah, it just gets annoying because I feel like they're doing that a lot recently, like listing things out, or like with letters. Like it just feels really cheesy to me.
I see.
I don't know. And then I just put one that like the soundtrack of a movie or something like doesn't fit the vibe of like the movie. You know when they like throw in a song and it like it does not go with it. Like it does not go at
Yeah.
all. But you can tell they just like really wanted that
Just
song,
wanted
in
the song
there.
in there.
And
Thank
it's
you,
like,
Black Panther.
It pulls me out of the.
You know, I also have to say this: 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey has
The
a great
soundtrack.
soundtrack.
Oh
did
my
have a good
gosh, I
soundtrack.
hate that. Thank
everybody name all on that soundtrack.
Thank you to them and Black Panther.
Yeah, I love when the soundtrack is
fits
good.
The movie
is so good. But when they have songs in there that don't match, it's like, what?
I hate a soundtrack, and this is kind of like your musical problem, but I don't like it when it's soundtracks when there's a song every 3 seconds, and like for some reason we're cutting away to a different song and a different song. I feel like I'm watching an extended music video. It just don't sit right with me.
Yeah.
I won't name the movie that I'm referencing because I don't need people knowing that I watched that. But
drop it. Name drop.
Not you watching a movie that you don't want people to know that you watched the movie.
We'll move on.
Why'd you watch the movie, Shia?
Is it a Netflix movie?
Maybe.
Side eye. I'm on to you.
Maybe.
Kissing Booth.
No. I mean, I did watch Kissing Booth, but I'm not ashamed about it.
I'm on to you, Shia. I'll figure it out for myself.
We'll see. Okay.
All right. Anyways, that's pretty much all of mine. I feel like I have more, but I couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah. That's cool. That's good. Good list. Good list. Mine is all over the place. So we're gonna start from the top.
We might have to censor Shia.
We're not gonna. I try to not be as specific because
I'm already censoring you for the comments earlier. Y'all, we need jobs. Yes, y'all better stop name dropping.
Yeah, I will say disclaimer. All of our opinions,
we love all these people.
We are very we're unqualified.
I'm cutting it out anyway.
Like these are just our opinions.
Yeah, exactly. They're our opinions. They're not facts. We're not claiming any of these people are bad at what they do.
No, and also we're consuming all of this media.
Exactly.
So we obviously are partaking in the.
We watched it. We were there.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think it's fine.
I will shamelessly drop the names of the people I do not want to work with.
Ooh. Well, I'm cutting it out.
Look, I think it's perfectly fine to have critiques of things that you watch and consume. That's how you
That's
smartly
how media gets better,
media.
and that's how.
Yeah, exactly.
All
so
right,
I don't
go
think
ahead,
there's anything wrong. All right. Number one, without a doubt, we talked about this in our Valentine's Day episode, but love triangles. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. Stop
we don't want it.
We don't want it anymore.
There's so much better trope.
Unless I'm in the love triangle. Because I feel like that'd be fun.
No.
Okay, anyways.
You used that one more time on me. Come on. You used that one more time on me. I'm not taking back nothing I said.
Stop
I just want to see.
saying
Wait,
stuff.
who would be in the, who would be in this love triangle?
Oscar, Chris, all my husbands.
The first names is taking me out. Using their first names like your close personal friends. Anyways, yeah. So if you want to hear why we hate love triangles, listen to our Valentine's Day episode.
That's y'all promoted.
The next couple ones I have are of like the same vein, but it's plot twists for no reason, people dying for no reason, and people breaking up for no reason. When you're just throwing random shit in a pot and stirring it up and see what's gonna happen, it's really not giving what you thought it was gonna give. Like I know you wanted, oh my god, what? But really, I'm just sitting there confused, lost, and angry. Like, cause what you did make no sense.
This is really interesting to me though, because as a writer, Shia, like this is a very valid point, because a lot of the times I feel like having random deaths or breakups or whatever is just because they just can't think of like.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's
like,
easy
crutches to fall in for a plot, and I
like,
think it can work if you do it correctly,
and not just like boom, boom, boom. You get a death. You get a breakup.
Breakup. That's what I was saying with the side character thing. Like, it's so cheesy because you know it's coming. They get 10 more minutes. It's a wrap.
And it's so overplayed at this point that like you can see it coming from a mile away. Where it's like, all right,
none of the deaths surprise me really.
Don't give them any more screen time and just kill them.
And
just kill
I know
them. If you was really bad at it, you just kill them.
This isn't in the control of the people like behind the scenes, but like when an actor leaves a show or something like that, and the way that they have them exit is by killing them off. Makes me so angry in my soul, because I'm like, you couldn't just be like they went on vacation or something for forever. Like, why did you have to
forever? I was gonna say like the whole going on vacation thing, because I guess it implies that they're coming back. If that makes sense, like if you go on a vacation, you're not gonna stay.
It's so hard though when an actor leaves a show, because like it's never the same.
It really
isn't. It just feels like
I don't know. I just feel like
end it.
You could have a great emotional goodbye for some reason that this character isn't coming back, but killing them off. Honestly, if I was that actor, I would be disrespected. I'm like, you gonna kill my character because I'm leaving? That's rude.
But I just feel like it's because then you have to mention like. On the flip side of that, I wouldn't want to be watching a movie or a TV show. The actor leaves, and then they be like, I don't know how to say it. Like they'll bring them up, Like,
oh yeah,
they'll move away.
they're
Yeah,
on
they'll be like,
vacation.
yeah, Alex,
Forever.
Alex went on vacation. Or anytime they'll bring up Alex, it'll be like in past tense. I don't know how to describe it. Like it.
Don't talk about them ever again. You feel like
I don't know because like if you talk about them, then that would imply that y'all are still in contact.
I know, like on Parks and Rec, when they were like, oh, Anne moved away.
Yeah.
It's like,
okay.
I mean, I'm glad they didn't kill her off.
Yeah, I just feel like either it's killing them off is the worst, or recasting them and just never acknowledging it.
Do it.
The Fosters.
No, it's so funny when you like watch it again and you're like, wait a minute.
that only works for like Disney children TV shows because you don't care. You don't care.
But in the Fosters, they literally Jake T. Austin played this character for forever, and then randomly Noah Centineo was cast as that same character, and they never addressed it.
They'll never address it.
I love when they address it though, and they're like, "Oh, you look different today." No, because it's so funny.
No,
they're like, "Oh, you look different today."
That is funny. They'd be like, "Did you change something?" They'd be like, "Yeah, I changed my hair."
Didn't that
like,
happen
okay.
in The Fresh Prince when they replaced Aunt Viv?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
It's so funny.
It is funny. That
It's
is
so,
funny.
yeah.
They also did it in She-Hulk with Mark Ruffalo and Abomination.
Oh,
That's true.
yeah. That was funny
true.
though. I like that.
Mark Ruffalo was like, it's like I'm a whole different person now.
Yeah.
And then like stared at the screen.
Marvel loves replacing them actors. Don Cheadle, like you're just like
No, that situation is actually funny. I can't remember who played the man in the first one.
Terrence Howard.
Because it took me so long to be like, and I don't know why. I've seen all the movies with him in it, and I was like, they kind of changed that actor after the first
movie. My thing
movie.
with that change is that it was definitely a moment where the higher ups were like, hey, you know, they won't know the difference, even though Terrence Howard is light-skinned.
Yeah, no,
so funny.
They close enough.
It's
They're close
so
enough.
funny.
Close enough.
Or like, I guess when it's like a drastic change, it's also hilarious. Like
It's
that
so
is
funny.
so.
Didn't
funny
they like
to
change
me.
the daughter in My Wife and Kids or something? One of those shows.
Yes,
yeah.
they did.
Yep.
Yep.
And it went from a
Dark
dark-skinned
skin to
woman.
Yeah,
to a very
yeah.
light-skinned
They love going dark skin and light skin because that's what happened in French Prince too.
Oh, something about that. No, that's not funny. But the other ones are hilarious. Something about that is hilarious. Okay.
Yeah,
All
it is. That's a
right.
good one.
My next one I brought up recently because I've been watching Sex Education on Netflix, and they use a trope in it that I hate.
Uh-oh.
It's the bully is actually gay trope, where someone is bullying, like being a real ass homophobic bully. But it turns out they were just secretly gay, and then they get together with the kid they were bullying. It's something about that is so toxic. I feel like it's very like harmful stereotypes in general, and I just hate it so much.
You bring up I hate bully gets with the person they bullying. Period. Trope. Like I don't care who it is. I don't care who it's between.
The
It's
character
like
deserves
you just
way better than that.
You're just gonna forget that he was literally
I'm
pushing
like,
you in the lockers.
Literally 2 days ago, was calling you slurs, putting your head in the toilet. Like we're just gonna forget all of that. We're just gonna forget.
And I hate when like people in the fandom also ship that couple because I'm like, did you just not see him? Like, there's one. I'm not gonna name the couple, but he literally told that boy to jump off a building, and people ship that couple. I'm like, whoa,
Which
y'all
couple?
are. No, I'm not saying any words. No,
Say it.
because that would
Say
truly
it.
get us. They will airstrike our house, but I'm like, that is so weird. I'm like, do y'all actually think that's cute?
For like character redemption and all of that stuff, but
not
having
to
it
that extent.
not to that extent,
Like,
and
right
having
now.
it just because I was just repressing my true self. That was what was making me so angry. I'm like, that is problematic on
That is
some
so
level.
problematic.
On some level,
I
that is
could-
problematic.
I could
Just have
never-
bullies. Sometimes people are just
Yeah.
assholes.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
can never imagine getting with the person who was like, just call me like the N word. Like, when I just like look past that, I'm like,
Right.
Like,
Like,
2
they
weeks
can-
ago, you was beating me up.
Even
Wait,
though
have y'all all got to the second season of The Sex Life of College Girls?
Yeah.
Y'all can go ahead and talk about it.
I haven't watched.
Oh,
it
okay,
yet.
never mind.
But you
Wait,
can go
what
ahead.
character are you talking about?
Whitney and her.
Oh
Casual
my god, that
thing.
pissed me off so bad. But the guy who was belittling her and
He
like
was
literally
Which
the
one is
definition
Whitney
of a
again?
misogynist.
the black one.
Oh, the black.
They keep doing her wrong.
Oh, they do Whitney so dirty in that show.
Mindy
They do
Kaling, I
all-
love you, girl, but like, what's going on?
They do all the women of color in that show so
That's
dirty.
what I'm saying. Like, oh,
so
that
dirty.
is so nasty.
with that the
too.
coach the first season, huh?
What?
stupid.
No, I get what you're saying with Sex Life of College Girls though, because that man was literally like called her dumb, was like you shouldn't be in this class. This is for
He was basically like,
white
women
men.
aren't smart.
literally, and she was like, that's kind of cute. Huh?
Wait, I
That's
thought you
what
said
I'm
Whitney was the
saying.
black girl.
Yeah.
Wait, are you not talking about? Wait, I'm so confused.
Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back.
2, so if you haven't seen it yet, then yeah,
we'll come back. But yeah, that is a bad trope.
Yeah, so I hate that trope. Please be done with it. I'm gonna skip this one because then Dave's gonna get mad at me. But we talked about it earlier.
Oh.
Next one I have is unfinished fan fictions. And
I told you.
This is
boo,
about
do the boo. No, we're gonna do it all the way around the table. Come on, you can't just be booing me and then don't boo Shia. No, something about that.
Sorry, I was not paying attention.
Anyways,
say it again.
When a fan fiction author is writing like 50 chapters, like it's a whole ass story, and then in the middle of it, they're like, "Sorry guys, I'm not finishing this story," and then they just leave.
Now,
it's so frustrating.
Hadassah, give your it's time to tell your truth.
Someone who used to be
it's time to tell your truth.
Fan fiction writer in middle school.
Oh hell no!
The thing is that, like, you get to it.
They're coming for you. They said get her.
You get to a point to where, like, after writing all these, like, 50-something chapters, you're like, dang, like.
You do. It's a lot of time
and
effort.
Lot.
Okay, but you committed. Like, so you got readers. You got loyal readers. You need to at least finish
I used
the
to
story.
really be like, sorry, guys, I'm taking a break.
I hated that shit so much.
Sorry, I just, like, it needs to be edited. Like,
Although sometimes I would feel bad though because I'd be like, "Oh my God, where's the next update? Where's the next update?" And the author would come on and be like, "Sorry guys, my whole family died in a fire."
I was like, I've been in a hospital battling cancer.
Why were those freaking Wattpad writers like
going through
going to
it?
jail?
They were like so casually like, "Yes, my entire house blew up last night."
Why do you think they wrote fan fiction?
And then like, sorry guys, my dad killed my whole family. I had to go to rehab. I'm like,
I'll update
next chapter will be up next week.
Like, damn. And that's what I'm saying. Actually, you know, I feel kind of bad about the whole like. I just feel like okay,
that's
then
the same
do one shot
with the fan page account owners.
That's
they would
true.
be saying the
Instagram.
same
They'd be like,
thing. They'd be like, sorry, I haven't posted like 2 weeks.
Sorry, I didn't upload pictures. I was in prison for
no, literally.
fraud. I'm like,
it's like what? Like, aren't you like 15? Like,
oh my God, so sorry. We love you, fan
We
fiction
love
writers.
you. You're doing God's work.
You.
You're doing God's work. But if you can finish the story, please
Like,
do.
please
Please do.
Just end it, even if it's a rough.
Right, even if it's a rushed ending, just give me one more chapter.
Just give me one more
Thank you.
chapter.
one more chapter, please.
Please. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Come on, just in the back, like, what the world? Maybe you need some fan fiction in your life. Come on.
No, thank you.
What a wild thing to say to him. Okay, next thing I have is high school smeck stories. Euphoria. Why is it that when we want to have these stories about drugs and sex and alcohol, we're like, you know what the perfect place to set this in?
College.
16-year-olds.
Oh.
16-year-olds should be doing this.
I don't even think then. Doing like the drugs thing, like I feel
Hard
like
ass drugs
this
like
is the thing,
heroin.
but I feel
Like, why can't they just make them a little older? Like, why are you like, they have to be? No, that's so
Something
annoying.
about that is
Because
creepy.
that's in all of
That is
media.
creepy.
Why is the perfect age for them always like 16, 17?
Because
I
guess
would
it's
never
like
want to be 16 again.
I guess it's like the transition from being
Okay,
like
there's always, they can't be 19.
I know, but like
They can't be 20.
at least for Euphoria, like the whole point was to bring like attention to people, you know, battling addiction or whatever.
Right.
But, like I do,
But they're doing so much more than that
yeah,
at this
and that's
point
what I'm
now.
saying. Like the
Right.
couples and everything.
And like they act like it's okay because the actors are not underage.
But
it's
something
still
about it is
weird.
creepy. I'm like, these are underage
Yeah.
characters that we're like
watch
doing this
it.
with, and it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Don't do it no more.
It also
Yeah,
brings up the question, like, why is this 30-year-old person
Playing a
playing
16.
a 16-year-old?
We won't say no names, but
And I guess that tastes like it makes it very unserious. I guess so. Like I guess if they were looking like they were 16, now that would definitely be weird. But I guess since they look like they're
See,
30,
but the fact that we even are thinking that, like,
Yeah,
that means
like,
you should not have to
you
be that
shouldn't
age.
do it.
And like, why are y'all sitting in this writer's room thinking like,
like,
we
I'm
should write about these 16-year-olds?
and Euphoria has some crazy scenes.
Oh,
like
yeah,
some of the
dude.
scenes in Euphoria, I'm like, what? What? You wanted to see jail for all of them, actually.
At least Zendaya getting paid.
At
That
least
1
Zendaya's
million.
getting paid.
That 1 million per episode.
Look, she's the only
Woo!
reason
I
that it
could-
has
that contract
acclaim.
Oh,
like,
that's
at
true. It
this
was
point.
Zendaya.
Without
I
her,
don't-
it would be like a
Yeah,
CW
no.
show.
Not the CW.
Literally. All right. Next one I have hard transition. Just really.
Oh God.
Turn it to left, but repetitive gameplay. Whenever I'm playing a game, it's like a 60-hour game, whatever, and I'm doing the same shit for 60 hours straight. It's so frustrating.
Do you mean like you want mini games?
Not even that. I'm thinking of like
I don't like mini
RPGs and stuff like that. Like the newest not the newest, but one of the newer Assassin's Creeds that I play, the one in ancient Greece. Literally going through that story, every single like mission is sneak into a fort, kill this person, steal their thing, sneak into a fort, kill this person, steal their thing. Like it's not anything different. There's no like variety of gameplay in it, and it just gets frustrating. I get bored after a while because I'm like, damn, I've been sneaking into a fort, killing this person, and stealing a thing for 60 hours, and I'm tired.
Right. That might be more writing though, because like the way you come up for those ideas, it's like. That's another thing about them people in them writers' booth.
Look, I don't know who's
they run out of ideas because like I get what you're saying. Like, you know, why they ain't battling like a monster or something? Yeah. It's because the writers don't be like, well, this ain't got nothing to do with the story. That's 100% what happens, or they don't want to write monsters in. Or something like that. Yeah.
All right, Day. So fix it. You the game major.
What y'all want me to do? Hire me.
I don't know.
If you hire me,
flips and shit. I don't know. Like I just want to do something cool.
Just doing a backflip off the tower, Lord.
But I love the Assassin's Creed game because like there's like you can sneak through alleys and stab people in the back and But this new one, I was like, this is just.
Is it the Viking? Oop.
The most recent one was Valhalla.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that one. I played a little bit of that one, and that one was doing different
the
stuff.
Incorporation of the mythology and everything. I thought was pretty good.
Which they could have done with the ancient Greece one. I'm like, it's literally ancient Greece.
They could have. I don't know.
But no, I'm sneaking into a fort and stealing a thing. Please. Zounds. All right. My next one is Netflix. In general. And specifically Netflix canceling anything under the sun is so frustrating.
I wonder what their like mark is for like the amount of viewership.
I don't know. It must be high as shit. It must be so high because shows that like I see everyone talking about, going off about, being like,
canceled.
Oh, this is so great. Canceled.
They be quick to press that button, boy.
Maybe they just be spending too much money on it, and then they're like, we can't keep this up.
Or that, or like it doesn't make enough, like, the show doesn't get watched enough to make up for the budget, too.
They be putting money into their shows.
And maybe that's, well, I don't know, then you get CW quality. But, like, at the same time, I don't know, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a nice medium, and that medium don't get hit with the
literally.
And they do come out with a lot of stuff, though, so I feel like maybe
they do have a lot of stuff.
They gotta ration it out a little bit.
But I feel like it's the shows that I've never heard anyone ever speak about ever that gets renewed, or it's the like same like main shows like
but
Stranger Things.
Them shows that nobody mentioned, they be getting watched. Like they be getting watched, like because like they'll already have a fandom though. Like I can't remember which one came out. But like there was one show, and I was planning on watching it for the longest. But like that rating of that show is high, and it's just because people don't talk about them shows. People do not talk about Netflix shows. They don't.
No,
I just now recently figured out y'all watch the dating shows on Netflix. We don't talk about it.
It's hard because there is so much on Netflix, and a lot of it drops around the same time. Where it's like you can't have that sense of like, oh, we're a community watching a show. It's because like, okay, I'm gonna watch this over there, and you can watch that over there, but you can also watch this back here, and it's like all dropping at once. There's no like episodic thing.
As much as it was like a few years ago, when I remember like a few years ago when things would come out on Netflix, and everybody would be talking about it. But now that we have like a million other streaming
they would drop like
platforms.
One major show a year, and that would be it. But now you have a million things dropping on Netflix, a million things dropping on Hulu, a million things dropping on Prime.
And all the episodes dropping at the same time, mind you, too. Like, one thing I will say about, like, the Disney Plus shows and Euphoria, that dropping once a week. So everybody would be on Twitter be like, did y'all just see
it? I think
HBO, I love
the Netflix ones where they do have it come out, like, at a certain time, I think those are doing a little better now than the ones where they have it drop at once.
I was just say, HBO Max is, like, nailed like the recapturing of like the Sunday night 9 p.m. having people like gather around one show.
HBO Max is getting on my nerves.
Oh, for what? What they did?
Because right now they hate everything that's superhero related,
and
they're blowing it up right now.
It's true.
Well, okay, not the superhero stuff.
That's like not HBO Max's fault though. That's
Warner Brothers.
Company, yeah.
Warner Brothers.
But like HBO Max did like a whole like shift. And that's where, like, all their shows they had planned on there.
But that was Warner Brothers because they have also Discovery Plus, and they're moving a lot of that stuff to Discovery Plus.
I didn't know that. like
either way.
You're funny.
He said either way.
Either way.
But yeah, like House of Dragon, Lord of the Rings, like the way they would drop them once a week, people was tuning in for House of Dragon. Be like,
Yep.
did you
People
see
right
that
now
dragon
watching
eat
The
that
Last of Us. Like I've
Right.
like
Ooh, that's
HBO Max
insane.
has really nailed like getting people to care about the shows that they're putting out, which is
True.
kind of
I mean, HBO's always kind of been.
Stop
Yeah.
dropping
good at their
all the
quality.
episodes at one time.
Unless
it's a show that
I really
doing
like.
Netflix is starting to change.
You stupid.
They're starting to change that with some of their stuff though. Like
Yeah.
over the summer,
Stranger
wasn't
with all
Stranger
of
Things?
it.
Well,
Ooh, Stranger
Netflix
Things
puts
dropped out
things
at
out.
once.
No, they didn't
No,
drop
it was
they put it in
episode
parts.
Part one,
Yeah, the
part
parts.
two, but even
Yeah.
that, I mean, like once a week of episode.
Yeah.
Don't drop the whole parts at one time. Don't
I keep
drop
on
the other
plugging this
parts
mic.
at other times. Just
Yeah.
drop just
Amazon Prime.
episode.
Not talking good about Amazon Prime really because it's iffy.
Mm.
But
You're funny.
Vox Machina on Amazon Prime is one of the good ones, and they do 3 episodes per week.
Oh.
See, I
How
can
many
do that.
episodes are
It's a
there?
very
Amazon
good
Prime-
setup. Usually there's only like 10, but even so, it's still a better distribution. 'Cause you
Yeah,
okay.
it
you
is
get
better
that
than
feeling
all
of
of
Better
binge
than dropping it
watching,
all
but
at
it's not
once.
all over.
Yeah, stop dropping them all at
I'm
once.
kind of tired of the binge watching.
Yeah,
I
stop
get it's
dropping
a
them
lot
all
of
at
pressure. I'm like,
once.
damn, I gotta
It's
get
a
through
lot.
12 episodes in a weekend. All right.
And because the episodes are like 2 hours long.
Literally, oh my
Stop,
god, that
stop.
Stranger Things finale was literally a movie. That pissed me off so
But
bad.
I enjoyed it so bad.
It was good.
I was on the edge of my seat like, ooh.
It was good, but I'm like, this couldn't have been 2
Crying,
episodes.
laughing.
Like,
Ooh, boy, I was in tears.
Yeah.
yeah. So I
Stop.
forgot what
I
the
actually
original.
do like Amazon Prime though.
Netflix.
Oh, Netflix. Okay.
They have some underrated shows.
Yeah, Invincible.
I
Where's
agree.
season 2?
Invincible, Upload.
Upload is
Vox
so
Machina.
good.
Can't wait.
Oh,
for
there's
Invincible
also that
season
one that's like the anthology love series.
I watched that.
2. What is it?
It's like an anthology series where each episode's a different love story.
Oh.
And usually I don't like love story stuff. I'm a rom-com guy because they're unrealistic and I prefer them. But for
Mhm.
some reason, that show grabbed me.
That show is good. Although some of the episodes I was like, ooh. This
Yeah.
Is low.
You have to give me the name of that. That sounds interesting.
Okay.
Might have to
I
tune
think it
in.
is just love.
Oh.
Is that the one I watched? Or do they have another anthology? I don't know. One of
They
them
have
I
a
watched.
couple anthologies.
One of them I watched and I was like, oof. Some of these episodes I feel like I should not have been watching. Too much was going on.
All right. So this is kind of gets to what we were talking about with "Don't Worry, Darling,"
No.
but uneven storytelling. When you
Mm.
have a story and you put 90% of the meats in the last 10 minutes, it's so frustrating because we spent the first half of this story doing the same beats over and over again, not really getting anywhere, and then in the last like bit of the movie, you want to rush through it and be like, okay, now have all this information.
Not have all this information.
It's overwhelming. It's not like a rewarding experience for the audience because they feel like they just got like dumped on all of a sudden at the end of this movie after being confused for 75 minutes or whatever. It's ridiculous, and Dory Darling really did that because that ending.
That scene where
Came
she was
out of
running, I have not
nowhere.
seen that movie, but that scene where she was running up that hill, I was like, I don't know where she running from, but that kind of eating a little bit.
It's,
No, see,
it's
this is the
visually,
thing.
it's a very
Visually,
good movie.
beautiful. Like
Mhm.
the problem with this is that it had so much potential. Like when I heard everyone talking bad about it, I was like, this movie about to be horrible. But when I watched it, like it had potential. Like I was like, oh my gosh, this is good. And then it just dragged on for so long, and then it was like, and it like, and it was just so fast.
Yeah, I
and
guess
I couldn't keep up.
I guess the term for that would be like pacing. You got to know how to pace your
Yeah.
stories, right? When to play certain beats and for how long. And Don't Worry, Darling played the same beat for far too long. And because that ending had a little bit of potential, I think that's what made me more angry. If it was just like kind of if it
A
was ending
goofy
that was
ending?
kind of like a dud, I'd be like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. It was disappointing. But the fact that you had such a what ending and none of the movie prior to that even kind of led or hinted to that was so like frustrating because I'm like, we just got lots of new information and the movie is over. It's done.
Something that this might be a little controversial opinion, but I wouldn't say rushed ending, but that when you were talking about how like you were watching it and like you're confused and then the ending is like a lot of information, that's slightly how I felt about Tenet.
I've never seen Tenet.
You haven't seen Tenet? Kamal, have you seen Tenet?
I started it, but it was 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's the only time to watch Tenet.
Now, all of his other movies, love, big fan. Christopher Nolan.
Oh.
But Tenet got on my nerves because it was just like the
lot.
timing and the pacing of it. It was just so hard to like keep up with. And like a lot of his movies are confusing, like but in a good way, you know, because
Yeah. On
you're thinking
purpose,
about it. You
yeah.
have to rewatch it to think it. I rewatched that movie about 4 or 5 times, and still with like the way that it's like paced, in my opinion, is just like, it's so hard for the audience to like make sense of it.
Ooh, give it.
I don't know. Sometimes I kind of eat that up. Sometimes I eat that up. Like, like the confusion. I don't know. Maybe not in movies. I think shows do it better just because they have more time to explain. Mm-hmm. What movie was that? There was one movie I watched.
See, when you do it well, I love it.
Yeah, but it was like
when the confusion pays off in a way.
And then it was like this. I was like, you know what? That kind of ate a little bit. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like
when the payoff feels worth the confusion, that's when it's like, okay, that makes sense. Because I can go back to the beginning when I was confused and be like, oh, now it makes sense.
Yeah,
now
when they do it well, that's how I feel about like Inception. Inception was so confusing at first.
Woo, I still don't understand.
But the more you watch it, it makes sense, and I love Inception. I love it because it's the thinking. I love it.
Yes, that movie has been like. I still don't understand.
I love it.
I gave up.
Usually really good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why
Inception, Memento, Prestige.
Yes, all of them are so good, but that's why I was so like upset when it came to Tenet because it felt like it was just too much. Like the way that it was.
I think that's what happened to M. Night Shyamalan. He became known as the plot twist. He became known.
Is he problematic?
As
No, his movies are just.
But here's the thing.
I
think
eat up
that's
the
what
Village
happened.
and I eat up the Sixth Sense.
Here's the thing.
You just named the two good ones.
Hold.
I stand by that. Sorry.
Hold. I got my. This is the issue. He became known as the plot twist guy because of Sixth Sense, because of The Village, of having these amazing shocker endings. And I think he felt like, oh shit, this is my thing, so I have to keep doing this. And eventually you start running out of ideas, so you start coming up with wilder things, and usually the more wild, the less sense it makes.
Yeah.
So it's hard to make a gratifying story when you are having to out plot twist your last words.
Yeah.
I think he fell into that trap.
His early work, he's so good at it.
I do love a good plot twist.
The Sixth Sense.
I think if you do it well.
Yeah, Sixth Sense is great.
The Village. I love The Village.
That's why I like, and maybe it was The Village. We're like, it's like this. And then the plot twist happens, and then it's like, and then maybe it can go back.
See, but The Village it didn't feel like that though to me.
I don't know that first.
Like it was good.
It is good. It is good, but I don't know if what happens
in The
before
Visit.
the
Have you guys seen The
twist?
Visit?
That's the one with the grandma.
Yeah.
Why do we say that every single time?
No, this is.
I always saw the trailer.
Watched it though,
No,
because the twist in that one is actually really good.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
I
good.
love a good plot twist.
It's good. Well,
but there was
wait, for real?
I'm not saying anything. Sorry.
That movie has been out for forever.
Honestly, if I was going to see it, I probably
spoiler
would have
alert for The Visit.
Ooh.
You're right. It is not the grandma. And it's so funny when she says it. She's like, honey, those are not your grandparents. She literally says that.
Yeah, I don't know. I love
you are
plot
not
twist.
Have y'all seen The Happening?
No.
I've heard
is that the one where the wind is the villain?
It's yes and no. It's technically the plants, but they only are there when the wind's blowing.
When the wind is blowing.
That's like the visualization of, oh no, the plants.
Oh no,
they're here.
The plants are here.
It was. Oh no, our movie, it's broken.
Yeah, The Happening I heard is not very good.
Come on, you are stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name drop the show no more because I do it too often. But there is a show I love that the plot twist makes you, once you see it in one of the episodes and you keep watching.
What?
And then you go back to the beginning, you were like,
What show? What show is it? Because what if I want to watch it?
No,
Yeah, right.
No.
Why would you say it?
No.
Our poor listeners
But,
right
I
now
know.
are
They
like,
You
wow,
go back
in
in the first beginning, you're like,
girl, what show?
What show is it?
But yeah, I don't know. I love a good plot twist. I love a good 75 minutes of it. It's just static, and then the plot twist happens. You're like, and then everything in the 75-minute mark starts to make sense because it's
yeah, that's
why'd
when they
you
do
do
it
that?
well because then you're like,
all that at the beginning makes sense.
adding
I'm
up.
thinking,
But when they don't do it well,
You get it. Don't worry, darling.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying a number.
You can't. Don't worry, darling. Anyways, moving on. I have a couple music ones now. I hate a repetitive chorus. A chorus that is simply just saying the same word over and over again. That's just like, we are, and that's the chorus. And I'm like, give me some.
except when you do it right, like Rihanna. Because she be saying work 10 million times, but it works.
See, I don't
Work.
Work is one of my least favorite Rihanna songs because
Well, no, I do agree. It does kind of get annoying, but I like it.
The same, we're just repeating the same word.
It's so catchy though.
It's catchy, but and I get why
I'm
they
a
do
lyrics
this.
gal, so that's why like I was annoyed by the list thing and stuff. Like I love when they're just like pouring their heart out.
Exactly. I'm like, give me something I can sing. Like I wanna be like, and I bend the
right. Yes.
Like I wanna go in,
yes.
but I can't go in when it's just.
I feel like
hi.
The repetitive chorus only works with like the EDM genre, just because like
and I don't like
the
EDM.
music, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I love.
You eat it up.
That's what I'm saying. I love EDM music. Like especially like that's why I love This Is What You Came For. Like she only says you because like the instrumentals backs that up. It's like the instrumentals change when it's just the same. Like we ain't moved nowhere.
Yeah.
It's just the same beat.
That's
why
you're
saying you.
It's kind of hard to like
It's like
certain not mainstream, because I don't want to be like I'm different than other girls, because I like pop music.
I like pop,
but like
some of it.
Some commercialized music is like
giving. And I saw a TikTok about this of like. People say that the new trend is like TikTok songs, where it's you only need 15 seconds of a song to be good to like trend on TikTok.
Yeah,
and
because
then the rest of it doesn't
some of these
matter.
TikTok songs, you listen
some
to the
of the
whole
TikTok
thing.
songs are
booty. They're bad. Say them.
Not good.
I've been listening to the whole thing.
You do all that just to not even make the chart under.
But
top
exactly,
100.
like that's the point.
Give it up.
Is like they only make a 30-second part. Like they only make the chorus catchy or the pre-chorus catchy, and the rest of it they don't really care about. But that's not a new thing. It's been a thing like since like I think the early 2000s, because there became a thing called ringtone rap. When ringtones start getting really popular, they're like, oh, you only need like 30 seconds that can go in a ringtone to be good.
Which just
and that's it.
It hurts my soul because like I love music so much, and like when you can clearly see music that's just being produced for the money, for the fame, for whatever. It's just like
charts.
And I feel
stuff that's written like that doesn't even do well on the charts.
Not
like,
for long, at least.
I think consumers are like smarter than that to like go for like, oh yeah, I like this 10 seconds of a song, so I'm gonna stream it.
And even like if they do stream it, it's not for long. Like, why wouldn't you rather have like a long-lasting career that like maybe you don't skyrocket at the first, like, you know, but you are able to make music that, like...
Quality over quantity.
Yes.
Exactly. And I feel like it's, like, the songs that aren't the singles or aren't the, like...
I mean, you gotta pay the bills, too, though.
Yeah, I get that.
You gotta pay the bills,
I feel like it's the songs that aren't the singles or aren't the, like, ones that they put out for TikTok that those don't usually do well on TikTok. I feel like it's the sleeper ones that, like, no one's ever heard of this song in their life that, like, is trending on TikTok.
Sometimes all I think about is you.
Oh,
that
song?
That song's kind of...
I know, but, like, that's another one. Like, that song came out a long time ago, but now it's on TikTok. Exactly. Yeah. And went number one for weeks.
We also have another side though of like musicians who are like actually pouring their heart out, who are like finally getting the recognition like that they need. Like, did you guys hear that song? What's that girl? Where she's like, I'm wearing his boxers.
Yeah, I don't like that song either, but I
love that song.
I've never heard of it.
But like, she actually like poured her heart out, and like she's getting that recognition.
Yeah, it is bringing a lot of indie
Lizzie
artists.
McAlpine, my girl.
It is bringing a lot of indie or like underground artists to more mainstream like things, which I do love that. Some of the songs are just not.
That also goes with like influence becoming
trying to make
music. Oh, leave it to the people. Leave it to the people. We didn't.
Not everyone is supposed to do everything.
You're not Disney Channel, okay? You're not in the country that's like you got to put out an album. We didn't need it.
I guess, but if you think about like
there.
being an influencer, and then if you have maybe a fear that you're not going to be relevant for that long, like wouldn't you want to try to
give it up,
go into other avenues?
Give it up. Why is it always music? That's my.
I feel like music is like the easiest thing to kind of be bad at and still be successful.
That's exactly why they're doing it, because they think it's easy. And then they don't want to try.
Start a clothing line or something.
Go model. Go act.
Jewelry.
Go do this. Go do that. It's just like the fact that you're like put somebody on a guitar and sing. Did you know guitar? Did you know guitar 2 years ago, or did you just learn it so that way you can stay relevant? What's up? And
I mean, maybe it is a smart business move if you're good at it.
And that's what I'm saying.
Or if you like know how to fake it, you know.
Yeah, I think music is the easiest thing to fake that you're good at. Put a little production under it, a little autotune.
Yeah, anybody gotta know.
You get a good enough producer, anything can sound alright.
Ooh, I hate it so bad. And you know, if you really like music, do it. If you're doing it to stay relevant, give it up. It's time to give it up.
Yeah.
Give it up.
And my very last one, and maybe the thing that hurts my heart the most, as someone who loves R&B, I love R&B so much. My favorite genre of music, gentrified R&B.
This has been a problem for way longer than.
It's been a problem for years, but it's worse.
It's so bad now, and I won't name any names. I won't, because
I feel like everybody already knows.
Because we know.
You can take a look at the state of R&B and be like, there ain't no black people for real.
No black people. Black R&B, and I don't want to just pigeonhole black artists into R&B and rap, because that's what a lot of black artists are like. Those are the only...
Sorry, guys.
My phone just started having a stroke. I don't want to pigeonhole black people into R&B and hip hop, because that's a lot of like, oh, black people can only make those. No, but those genres are led and have been made historically by black people and have been like perfected by black people. And so to have these artists who see that, oh, it's a popular genre and people like it, and make their attempt at trying to R&B.
I don't have a problem with people who are not black making R&B.
No, that's not the issue.
But I guess it's the thing of like the intention. Like if you're doing this because you're like, ooh, this is gonna be popular, whatever, rather than like I grew up listening to this music or whatever, and you're like inspired by it. Like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like I think like Justin Timberlake, he makes really good R&B music. He's a white guy, but I think he understands what the genre is at its core. That's why I put gentrified R&B, because it's like not R&B, but it's their attempt at it.
Yeah, or if you're like taking it without like recognizing what
and another
where it
thing
came
is
from.
like a lot of the times like the black people are the ones making the music. It's just that the white people are singing it. Whereas white people doing all of it, sometimes it ain't as good as when the black people are behind the studio booth. And that's okay, but like there's a lot of like R&B artists that I'm listening to. I was like, and you could tell because I'd be like, oh, somebody black made this. I said that every single time. I was like, somebody black was on the track.
That was from one of the Taylor Swift.
Like somebody
black was on the
black
track.
producers on.
You can tell immediately because like you'll be listening to a song and then be like, okay, whatever, and then the next song come on, you be like, what is this melody?
Like something
different.
Here, a little flavor.
There was
this
a
one.
black person, and like you can always tell. You can always tell.
But I just hate like the.
Okay.
I just hate that like it's like, oh, something is trendy and I want to capitalize off this trend, so I'm gonna hop on it without doing any of my due diligence to make it an actual reflection of the piece. Because now people, I think the perception of R&B is gonna be changed in the coming years because there is so much of this like R&B light that's coming out now, and it's not good. So people are gonna be like, wow, R&B as a genre is kind of.
Like, since pop has like died, a lot of people think that the easiest next thing to go to is R&B music, and that's it's like half of these albums be pop music. They just label it as R&B because it's slow. Well, not even that, but like it'll be slow songs. I'm like, to be honest, this is like a pop ballad like album. Like this is not R&B.
The Grammys is great at just like being like, well, this kind of sounds a little bit.
I think they forget like what these genres are because they be putting people in categories
crazy ass genres. I'm like, putting any song from Renaissance in the R&B category is crazy because it's not an R&B album.
Rhythm and blues.
Rhythm and blues.
That is what R&B stands for.
That's what I'm saying. Not everything is
not just black people.
Another thing.
In general.
Not everything is R&B.
Rhythm and black people.
Not everything is R&B. Some stuff is just pop. Let it be pop.
Let it be pop.
Let it be pop. Ain't nothing wrong with pop.
I hate how people treat pop anything. Pop
especially
music,
if you tell someone that you like pop music and they're like,
they look at you like,
you're like,
no tits. But like y'all acting like the
y'all listen to pop music.
Pop started as popular music.
Right. Y'all are acting
so like
the years before 2020 was not dominated by pop music. They truly do, because I'm like, even before us, we were born in this room, pop music was the go-to.
Right.
You had Michael Jackson, you had Madonna, you had all these people. It was pop music. Only popular recently people have been like, if you listen to pop music, you're not deep. You have no depth. Like why aren't you listening to the indie alternate music? Like,
although, like, low-key, I love indie and alternative. But, I love pop
too,
and I'll say it.
But don't shame people for listening to the things that they enjoy
Bring
listening
back
to.
pop music.
It's
Katy
so
Perry, start that back up.
Oh, I love...
Say it. I love pop music. I'm not denying it no more.
It's so annoying because
I have a pop playlist.
Whenever I say that I like certain artists, they're like, like if I say I like Taylor Swift or Harry Styles, like popular music, people are like,
pop music.
You're
not deep enough.
Music is music. I can like what I want. Like, why are people so mean?
Stop being, go outside. Go outside, touch some grass, what someone listens to
chronically online.
Yes.
Bring back
what someone listens to
music.
has nothing to do with you. Actually, literally changes your life 0%.
So who's gonna bring back the pop music?
I need you get
resurgence.
a grip.
We need it bad. We need it so bad. We need to bring back pop music.
Stop
I'm so sorry.
Stop making R&B.
The girl group.
Okay, stop making you stupid. Stop making R&B. Stop making all this other. I don't even know what to name it anymore. Like it's just random genres popping up out the spots.
At the end of the day,
pop music.
Like music is music, and it was supposed to be like a form of expression and connection between people. So like, it's as simple as that. Just like write,
be genuine, be authentic,
do what you want, be yourself, and like it'll show through in your music.
Exactly.
I'm dying on this hill. Where is pop music?
So
that was
a lot of complaining.
Yes.
Yes, I am still here.
Do you have any pet peeves?
Where's yours?
Damn.
Oh, okay. You might not have none.
Rap now is.
Oh, I thought you were saying rap in general.
Damn goddamn rippity raps. I hate it.
On the last day of Black History Month, come on, I was finna.
The way that we all said.
I literally stopped. I turned to the mirror. I was like, "Kamal, you ride it on a thin line."
No, I remember though. Kamal loves.
I'm an old school.
Yeah, I was about to say old school.
He does.
I was sitting over here thinking while y'all talking about pop music. I was like, dang, I need to bring old school back. Like I love the hip hop, the hippie. Like I don't. I'd rather not know what they're saying that way than not know what they're saying because they're mumbling.
When hip hop was fun, I love It's Tricky.
Yeah,
It's Tricky is my favorite
like,
rap song.
It's not even the fact like what rap is about because rap is always about some wild shit, either the ghetto, drugs, shaking ass, something like that.
Yeah,
it always is. It always has been. But old school made it fun.
It was.
It's either innuendo, it's jokes, like. Exactly. If I don't hear no one go a-la-di-da-di,
stupid.
Apple juice in the sheets.
Too good.
It's silly sometimes, but it's like it's more enjoyable than just the same beat. First of all, they all use the same beat. There's no more samples.
I hate new age rap production more than anything. I think the production is not given.
There's some weird sounds in some of these songs.
Literally, a dude in his bedroom, dunk, 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 add a little reverb, dunk, dunk, dunk. Add a little melody. I'm like, whoa.
You just made a song. Put it together.
But like, and going off, I miss when like rap was, I guess, approachable in the sense that like, rap people used to be making songs for soundtracks. They used to be doing all that stuff. That has kind of died out. And like one of the people I'm talking about is like Will Smith. He used to do the movies for like music for all his movies, right? That almost does not happen now. Like it's almost like you can't.
There's no corny rap anymore.
Right.
Besides Drake, but
not even corny.
That's a different type of corny.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not even like corny. It's like it's just fun. But
See,
now it's like it's too serious.
I like the serious stuff too, but I think that like it's a different kind of serious.
I'm fine with serious,
it's
but
a different kind of serious.
The old school serious still
it
stories.
Was fun.
Yeah, the stories. That's
when
the thing.
Rap had
stories and also like just expression that was like
walking
honest
down the
rather
street
than like.
in his hand, and I saw the good guy. He was in the bed, and then I said to the man.
That is a very specific genre. There's even other ones that are more serious and not as like goofy sounding.
Yeah,
but they still tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's real.
Gangsta's Paradise has an actual story behind it.
Like Nice and Smooth. I love so much of this stuff because they still tell stories. But it's still in a more serious tone and stuff.
And it can do that, but I'm like
NWA.
Have you listened to JID?
I think I know like one of his songs.
Yeah, he's a good modern age rapper who he's like spitting down some facts. He's here to tell you something. He's like listen to me.
Is he on the Spider-Verse?
I think so.
That's a really good album for like storytelling too. Like everybody was in the booth. They were like, "You not finna just jump on this album saying what you want to say. It better be about the movie."
Oh,
and
speaking
it
of
worked.
That's
and it
another
worked.
pet peeve I have when a movie has a great soundtrack with amazing songs on it.
Ain't got nothing to do with the movie.
Not even if it doesn't have anything to do with the movies, but they don't put it in the
soundtrack.
Movie.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse put every single one of their songs in the movie at some
I
hate
both.
to say it, Black Panther
did not.
I like
no,
both.
they stay doing that
they
though.
They put two
like,
songs. They did "Pray for Me" and was "Oops" or is that what the other one's called?
Pray for Me.
I think it was just
they did two, and I think it was "Pray for Me."
All the stars played in the credits.
I feel like just don't call it a
all
soundtrack.
The stars in the credits.
But like not That's even. I understand the doing both though because like. Some of these albums like it says inspired by. That's something we have to. We have to.
A soundtrack's different from a score.
Right.
Like I know
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like doing a soundtrack and then doing a score. I like both. Like that's why I love Spider-Verse, but I also like the Black Panther
when
I'm like
incorporates the score. Like
give
the artist
I feel
the
like,
score and have them build that into their music for the soundtrack.
And that like what was it?
I love a good film.
Because Spider-Verse did that. Spider-Verse does have a score, but like when What's Up Danger does like the theme for like the where it uses like the elephant. What was the villain? Not the villain, but his uncles.
Yeah, he had the
Prowlers.
Sirens.
His theme
sirens,
was in What's Up Danger. Like I love that song so much. Like it's so good. I love the way they incorporate that. But like I don't know. I feel like there's a nice medium. I like both. But like I get y'all's pet peeve because like I want to hear that. Like what's that melody playing in the background? I love it so much. Keep going. Come on. You got anything else? That's okay not to.
Yeah, I don't know if I have too many. Y'all got to give me a prompt for something, and then I'll think of something.
You're good. We've complained for too long.
Cartoon or movie?
Cartoon.
Your DP. What's your biggest director of photography pet peeve?
Zack Snyder. Oh, I guess that's not a pet peeve, huh? No. All right, like I don't like when a DP selects one gimmick for the whole movie and will not let it up. And that's why Zack Snyder's the main one that does that. Like Army of the Dead, I couldn't see anything. It was just focus pulls the whole time.
We gotta.
I like the movie though, but I couldn't see it.
The Transformers, where anytime they have the conversation, it spins. It just spins around. You're like, and it changes. It flips.
I'm dropping names. Michael Bay, chill out. Like
that spinning while they're having a conversation. Like
in your movie. We don't need to see them circling around.
I'm like, oh my goodness. And then the circle changes.
Lens flare.
The lens flares were taking me out. He loves the lens flare.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like the way I like it is when a DP or a director has one trope that you know is a classic shot. That's fine. Like Spike Lee, he's got his classic like dolly pushing truck shot. Tarantino, he's got his like trunk shots that he does a lot. Now that's all I'm gonna say about Tarantino because.
Other kinds of shots he likes.
Everything else.
You stupid.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
I mean his feet.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, but like a thing, and maybe I'm wrong. Y'all correct me. Wes Anderson, he does his movies like a flip book, and it's like it does like this.
I love it.
And the symmetry, he loves to use the symmetry, and that's great.
I love the flip book, like. And it's like the story flips.
I love Wes Anderson.
Cute.
Like they create aesthetics for your project versus I'm gonna use this.
And I'm not letting it go
because it looked good once. the first Thor movie uses Dutch angles way too much, all over the place.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I think I actually know what you're talking about. Now that you bring it
up. And
up.
There was a valid reason for it. Originally, it was because they wanted it to simulate the look of a comic book.
Yeah.
Which it worked at first.
And then it kept happening.
Like, why?
Now I'm watching a whole movie like this.
Don't burn my neck.
Okay.
That's some good ones. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this up because I'm hungry.
Yeah, we've been complaining for about an hour and a half.
We've been out of this for a minute. And we've complained aplenty.
Comment down y'all's pet peeves in media.
Yeah, I want to know. What do you guys hate in your heart? I want to know. Let us know. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us everywhere at Unqualified. We post things all the time. Hadassah makes great Instagram stories, so follow us on Instagram.
Not really, but
never mind.
All right.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Catch you next week.
Time.